What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our Carolina Panthers Madden 24 franchise rebuild. Our second season has finished with a loss in the divisional round to the San Francisco 49ers, 32-17, but that doesn't mean we don't have work to do. In this video, we are going to simulate the rest of the playoffs. We're going to take a look at who made the Pro Bowl, and we're going to take a look at stats throughout the league as we get prepped and hyped for the upcoming offseason and the start of year 3. The divisional round playoffs are set. We've got the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC, and in the AFC, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Buffalo Bills. And for our Super Bowl matchup, the Eagles take down the number 1 seeded San Francisco 49ers, and the Buffalo Bills take down the number 1 seeded Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to have an Eagles and Bills Super Bowl. Philadelphia looking to become back-to-back champions as they won our Super Bowl last year versus the Baltimore Ravens. All right, and let's take a look at who made the Pro Bowl this year. Let's see if any names surprise us. Jordan Love of the Packers made it. Miles Sanders for Carolina makes it. Of course, Hayden Hurst is a Pro Bowler this year. And right tackle Taylor Moton makes it, along with Brian Burns on the defensive side. And rookie Jamison Carver is a Pro Bowl. What a season he has had. And he's joined by fellow rookie Nicholas Schultz as he makes it for the linebackers. But he won't be alone. Fellow linebacker Shaq Thompson will be right there in the middle with him. Couple more surprises here. Dante Jackson makes it. Excellent. And fellow rookie. We've had 3 rookies make the Pro Bowl. Chris Bartell. And before we sim through the Super Bowl to find out if the Eagles can repeat back-to-back or if Buffalo can take one from them, we're going to take a quick look at who led the NFL in what. We're going to start here with quarterbacks, and quarterback for our Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, was number 1 in total passing yardage with 4,718. Patrick Mahomes sits second, Dak Prescott and Geno Smith right there in the top 5. And of course, it's easy to throw for all those yards when you throw more attempts than anybody else. Bryce Young, 616 passing attempts this year. And for touchdowns, Lamar Jackson can do more than just run the football. 39 touchdowns. That's one more than Bryce Young, who comes in second. Tied for third. We got a 3-way tie between Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, and Josh Allen. Interceptions. Surprisingly, we did not lead the league in interceptions. That belongs to Anthony Richardson, who had 29. We were close. We had 26. Marcus Mariota had 21, and Goff had 20. And we were nowhere near the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Our offensive line played much better this year. Derek Carr takes home the most sacked trophy. He had 52 on the season. Bryce Young had 40. He's in second place. Third place, Marcus Mariota and Deshaun Watson. Now, on to the rushing stats. Nobody ran the football more than we did. Miles Sanders, 331 attempts. For total yardage, Josh Jacobs leads the NFL in yards, 1766. Good year for him. Followed closely by Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, and, of course, Miles Sanders. They round out the top 5. Total touchdowns here. Bijan Robinson finishes with 29. Kenneth Walker finished with 16. Najee Harris has 15. Derrick Henry had 13 touchdowns, along with Pacheco, who had 13, and so did Tony Pollard. Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, and Alexander Madison all had 12. And receiving, of course, we passed the ball quite a bit, and it's no surprise that we have one of the top receivers or tight ends in the NFL, and that's Hayden Hurst, who had 132 receptions this year, over 20 more than the next closest person, Cooper Kupp. As for yards, Hayden Hurst finishes the year with 1886, a couple 200 more than Cooper, who had 1656. CeeDee Lamb breaks 1500. Keenan Allen has an excellent year down in Houston with 1400. Christian Watson with 13. Next closest tight end, Travis Kelce, who had 1,200 yards. Unfortunately, we don't win the Triple Crown with Hurst, Brandon Ayuk leads the league in interceptions with 21, had a monster year. DeAndre Hopkins in Tennessee had 17, Cooper Kupp had 16, and of course our Hayden Hurst had 14. He's tied there with former Panther and current Commander Curtis Samuel. Zay Jones had 13 along with Keenan Allen and Travis Kelce. And for tackles on the year, we have a tie at the top. Tremaine Edmonds and Shaq Thompson both finished with 139, and just behind them, TJ Edwards. Tackles for loss go to Brian Burns, who had 29. And then on the AFC side, Jeffrey Simmons, who finishes with 26. And for sacks, Brian Burns will lead the league. He had 15 and a half. One sack above Aaron Donald. In second place, Von Miller with 15 total. He finishes one above TJ Watt. Our rookie Jamison Carver finishes with 12 total sacks on the year. Excellent rookie year for him. We also had Yetur Gross-Matos finish with 10 and a half, as we have 3 people with double-digit sacks. For interceptions on the NFC side, Jair Alexander finishes the year with 9. He's followed by Dante Jackson and Tre'Davious Ward with 7. Fred Warner finishes with 6. Our rookie Chris Bartell finishes his rookie season with 5 total interceptions. Excellent year for the Rook. Over on the AFC side, Chuck Clark finishes with 6. Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker in Indy, finishes with 5. He's tied there with Ibanagani, Awuzie, Brown, and Edwards. And of course, nobody attempted more field goals than we did, as we could not find the end zone. Eddie Pinheiro finishes the year with 33 attempts, 31 makes, good for 93%. He hits a long of 58, the longest in the NFL. Harrison Butker, he nails a 60-yarder. And nobody punted more than New Orleans Saints rookie Tim Reeves. He punted 66 times this year. He also leads the NFL in yards punted for with 3,233. Pinning people inside the 20 is an art form, and Jamie Gillen did it 16 times on his 58 punts. Kicking it in the end zone is not so much an art form. Tommy Townsend had 18 touchbacks. Kick returns, no big surprise here. Nobody did it more than we did. We had 56 kick returns. That was good for almost triple the amount of yards from the next person. We had 1,300 yards. Touchdown, Sharif Bush from Tampa Bay, the rookie, had 2 touchdown returns. KJ Hamler had 1 for us. And nobody returned more punts than we did. Shi Smith handled 48 of them. Good for 425 yards. Nobody was even close. And touchdowns, 3 of them on the year. Shi Smith had 1, Tony Pollard, and Tyler Lockett. And we shatter the 2011 New Orleans Saints records for total yardage in a season. The Saints had 7,474. We just had 7,911. Here's the league leaders for passing yards. The Chiefs beat us by 200, as they had 4,612, and we had 4,480. And the Ravens lead the league in rushing yards, as they had 2,500. Carolina will finish toward the bottom half of the league, as they only had 1,685. And nobody scored more points per game than the Kansas City Chiefs, who had just under 30 points per game. Carolina comes in second, followed closely by the Buffalo Bills. Defensively, Carolina's defense was pretty good, as we held teams to a low 4,873 total yards. Only better team in the league were the Buffalo Bills. We were the best pass defense team with 3,251. And we were top 5 in rushing yards allowed with 1,622. Where we couldn't stop people, of course, was scoring points. Our opponents scored 448 points on us. That's good enough for top 10 in the league. And of course, we also excelled at getting quarterback sacks. We finished the season with 66, 20 more than our next closest. We also tied in fumble recoveries, taking the football away. And we also tied in total interceptions with 22. And Hayden Hurst's 1,800 yards is good enough for 3rd in the all-time single-season records for receiving yards. Brandon Ayuk came very close to breaking Randy Moss's record of 23 receiving touchdowns. He joins fellow 49er legend Jerry Rice as one of 3 to have more than 20 in a season. And Hayden Hurst's 132 receptions is good enough for 6th in a single season. Yearly awards will shape up like this. MVPs going to Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen in 2nd. Coach of the Year, Doug Peterson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Excellent year for him. Coach Reich here for Carolina down in 8th place. And in the NFC, of course, Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson. Defensive Player of the Year, Von Miller. Rookie of the Year offensively, Mike Sally of the New England Patriots. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Antoine Ballard of the New York Jets. Best quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Best running back, Josh Jacobs. Best receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. Best offensive lineman's going to Joe Thuney. Von Miller gets Best D lineman. Best linebacker, Joey Bosa. Chuck Clark wins Best DB. And Best kicker goes to Patrick Douglas of the Steelers. And then in the NFC, Hayden Hurst, Offensive Player of the Year, beating out fellow receivers Cooper Kupp and Brandon Ayuk. Also, Miles Sanders in 7th. Defensive Player of the Year, Brian Burns, beating out the likes of Aaron Donald. Shaq Thompson in 3rd, Carver in 6th. This is a very good draft for our defense. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Tyreek Edmonds. Good job by him. And Elias Quintana, our 2nd pick in last year's draft, finishes in 9th. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think there's many surprises here. Jamison Carver. We've also had 3 others, of course, Nicholas Schultz there in 3rd, and Chris Bartell. Best quarterback, Brock Purdy. Best running back, Bijan Robinson. Best wide receiver, Brandon Ayuk. Best offensive lineman, Zach Martin. No surprises here. Best D lineman, Brian Burns. Honorable mentions to Carver, Yetur Gross-Matos, and Derek Brown. Best linebackers, Shaq Thompson. Nicholas Schultz in 3rd. Best corners, Jair Alexander of the Packers. Dante Jackson finishes 4th, and Chris Bartell finishes 8th. And JC Horn sneaks in at number 10. Best kicker goes to Cameron Dicker of the Cardinals. Eddie Pinheiro finishes in 4th. And thanks to their awards, we have a couple of upgrades to dish out here. Brian Burns, we're going to start with him. He's got 2 points that we can spend. We're going to go Speed Rusher. He's up to a 95. He gets 1 acceleration, 1 finesse move, 1 pursuit, and 1 tackle. Then we're going to go Run Stopper. He stays a 95. And we get 3 block shedding, 1 hit power, and another tackle. And next, we have Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jamison Carver. He's got 2 upgrades. Our first one, we're going to go into Run Stopper. He's up to an 84. He gets 1 awareness, 2 block shedding, and 1 tackle. And for the second one, we're going to go Power Rusher. He stays an 84. And he gains 1 awareness, 1 block shedding, and 2 power moves. Okay, we're ready to advance the week and ready to see who the Super Bowl champion is. Let's go. And in stunning fashion, the Buffalo Bills have won their first ever Super Bowl, defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 24-8. Unbelievable. Tre'Davious White is the Super Bowl MVP. Congratulations, Buffalo. Okay, and that's gonna do it for year 2 as we move into the off season. Couple of positions I'm going to be looking for in the upcoming draft and free agency. Wide receiver, corner, and offensive line are going to be my 3 big targets. Hopefully we can find some guys there that can contribute much the way our rookies did last year. So in the next video, we're going to go through all of the off season. We're going to re-sign our players. We're going free agent hunting. We're going drafting. And then we're going to go all the way up until the start of the preseason. That video is going to be out on Sunday. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below on how this year went. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.